What do you say to people or businesses that say, well, my customers aren't on social media?
Well, I would think in my head, well, that's not true at all.
Okay, that's my instinct too. I was like, everybody's on social media.
So your customers are probably not on social media the way that you think that they're on social media. So one thing I always like to think, we work with a lot of B2B companies. So it's a little bit harder for B2B companies to, want to be on social media because, it seems more like a consumer tactic or a B2C tactic. Yeah. But what I always remember is we're B2C customers first before we're B2B.
Yeah.
I would be a B2B client to anybody trying to sell to me, or somebody who I'm on their target list, right? But at the end of the day, I'm a B2C customer first. So you have to remember that. And then the next thing I would say is that social media is a lot more complicated than people think. It's not just Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It can be a lot more complicated than that. It can be Reddit. It can be Quora.
Yeah.
It could be
Yelp,
anything like
TikTok.
Yes, TikTok, Yelp, Google My Business is one. That I was having this conversation this weekend with Misha, my boyfriend, and there's so many restaurants around us, but when I search for them, they don't show up.
Exactly.
Midtown it advertises that there's, I want to say over 150. It says over 150 restaurants down here, but when I Google it, Taco Mac pulls up.
I just went to Taco Mac.
I love Taco Mac, but
I was my first time there and I loved it.
Taco Mac pulls up, or Cafe Hermeso, the big players, and all those little, not little places, but
mom and pop, more localized.
Mom and pop are more local.
Yeah.
They just disappear, and I don't know where they are. I wouldn't know that they're there unless I walked or drove by them, which I do. But
not everybody does.
Right, and still, even though I know that they're there, when I go to search for them, they're not. So I forget about them.
Exactly.
So that's another way that you can be on social media that you think your customers are not. That you're really missing out on a big piece of pie.
That's a really key aspect, because I don't even sometimes consider those as social media, but I mean they're online.
Yeah.
And what it is, when I'm new to town and I'm looking for a restaurant and I go to Yelp or Google or whatever, and they're not on there, I'm not going to know about them.
Same thing with the other places like Open Table. You might not think Open Table is a way to
advertise. Or just be seen.
Right, because you think it's just a reservation app. We don't do reservations. But really, how many restaurants have I gone to just because I found them on Open Table?
Exactly.
So
what is the biggest mistake that you think people make on social media?
So kind of plays into this, but that they're still using social media the way it was used 10 years ago. And the thing about social media is that you can use it like it was used 10 years ago, but if you do that, this is a trend that you have to keep up with. Social media, sets trends. It progresses, it changes. There's new features. It works differently. So if you don't know how to use it, I would recommend you find somebody who does know how to use it, because
shameless plug. Yes.
No, I mean, it was a shameless plug, but at the same time, it was just my natural advice.
It is, though.
You do need to know how to use social media, and you have to know how to use it to your benefit, because if used wrong, it can work against you. So
that's really important, and it seems so time consuming, and it seems like such a hassle, but at the end of the day, it's just social media. Be present, be consistent, be relevant.
Yes.
It's talking about our tips, talk about what you know.
Exactly.
And just be on it. And yes, and then when you are comfortable to finally dive in deeper to wanting to put time and money into it, outsource.
Right.
Find someone that knows what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Find someone to help you.
And if you do, I feel like there's always an ROI on that, because like I said, those people who know how to use it, they make sure you're there. Your my biggest thing is your customers are out there looking for you.
Yep.
And if you're not there to be found, they're going to find your competitor. That's one big thing that I've been finding with Liger is, trying to find where all the marketing agencies are found, where people, are looking for marketing agencies. Where are they looking? And I'm finding we're not always there. So right now, that's one of the big pieces I've been working on since starting earlier this year, is making sure that whenever somebody is looking for a marketing company in Atlanta, Liger is on that list.